Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be talking about the highlights of anime shows of 2023. To be quite honest, the anime shows of 2023 were a bit of a mixed bag apparently, and there wasn't really much of interest. However, there was a few number of shows that I really enjoyed this year, and I have to say that these few shows that I watched were really quite interesting and I always enjoy rewatching them many times. So what I'm going to be discussing in this highlight video of animes of 2023 are the ones that I have picked and watched during this year, and because of the great storytelling and characters, let alone standout episode or episodes, I'm going to be talking about these shows actually, and what makes them my personal favourite ones of this year. Even though one of them is actually a continuation, of course, there are other three shows actually that not only stand out with interest, but enjoyable to watch as well. So let's get to my top picks of the great shows that I really enjoy watching. The first anime show I'll be discussing is an interesting, unique isekai show called Saving 80,000 Gold in Another World for My Retirement. Now this show was really unique in my opinion because of the main lead female character named Mitsuha, who can actually teleport herself in between her world to a fantasy world. I really kind of like the idea of the main protagonist can actually teleport in between worlds, unlike most isekai anime series where the main character has been teleported by means of summoning and won't be able to return home unless they fulfill their duties as a hero. So yeah, I find this show is really quite good in my opinion, with a very unique way of showing the main protagonist who can actually teleport in between worlds. And I will be giving this show a 8.9 out of 10. The next anime I'll be discussing is actually a continuation of one of my most personal favourite spiritual themed anime series, Bothy Season 2. In my opinion of the second season of Bothy, I find the second season was really quite fun and enjoyable with some really good episodes. However, even though I'm a fan of this show because of both the friendly characters and Maple's crazy power abilities, I was only interested in some episodes that have unique moments, such as, for example, the haunted level, and of course my personal favourite episode in the season, where members of Maple Tree actually go and actually tame an animal. And there were also 3 good episodes at the very tail end of the season that I really enjoyed, mainly because of all the girls actually team up together to take down a massive, awesome challenge. So yeah, the second season of Bothy was really quite good and fun with some really good episodes, and it was completely different to the first season. But still, this season was really simply quite enjoyable. So I give Bothy Season 2 a 8.9 out of 10. There was a very much noteworthy anime show that I actually watched during the summer, and that anime show in question was really quite a very interesting one to me, and it was called Reign of the Seven Spellblade. In my opinion, I find Reign of the Seven Spellblade is actually quite a good show in fact. Not to mention the fact that this show has actually got a great cast of characters, including Oliver, the main protagonist of the series, who has actually got a motive actually. And I like to see where this motive of his goes actually, as this show, to be quite honest, became more interesting as I actually see episode by episode where we get to see characters have their interesting backstories, we know who they are. And Oliver's motives was something I was really quite interested and keen to know what was going to be the outcome towards the end. I will be doing a thoughts video talking about Oliver's motives actually in the near future. But I have to say Oliver, in my opinion, was really quite an intriguing character because of his motives. A motive that he wants to avenge his own mother, actually, but I will get into that detail when I'll be doing a thoughts video talking about that. Aside of Oliver, the other characters who are also main characters of the series have actually got something really quite interesting, which is something I have called heartwarming. One of these characters in question with that heartwarming subject is Katie. Katie is a girl who actually protects and looks after a troll. And this is kind of something I really like about actually with Katie's character because of that pure, kind nature of her character. As for other characters, I kind of like these characters in fact. These characters have actually got very interesting personalities. One is very polite, one is very bossy, one is very boisterous, and one is very more eager and energetic. And I must say that Reign of the Seven Spellblade has got a fantastic cast of characters, let alone the fact that the world building. Even though I will be talking about a thoughts video of this series in the near future, I would like to talk about some subjects from this show, in fact, like Oliver's motives, Katie looking after this troll, and also I will be doing a double episode thought video which I'll be doing in the very near future. So I'll be giving Reign of the Seven Spellblade a 9 out of 10 actually. Absolutely really quite a good show, and I was really quite slightly disappointed to know that it was only having 15 episodes, but noting it was actually based on a light novel series, well, I actually want to see where this is all going, including Oliver's motives. So anyway, we get to see what happens in the second season when it does come out again in the very near future. So I'll be looking forward to seeing that soon, actually. But there is one anime I'd like to talk about next, actually. And this is the MVP Award anime of 2023, which is actually by far the best ever anime that I find the most enjoyable and the most fun, let alone the most entertaining, actually, I ever watched. I'm talking, of course, I'm in love with the Villainous. I'm in love with the Villainous is actually really quite a fun show, in fact, mainly because of the main protagonist of the series, Ray, who has been reincarnated into her favourite video game. I like the fact that she has a very much deep relationship to a fellow main protagonist character, and that is Claire. This is actually a show that I kind of enjoyed, actually, because of course of Ray and Claire's relationship. I actually kind of like the fact that Claire tried to humiliate Ray, but unfortunately it backfires at her when Ray actually flirts at her. And it's kind of amusing, really. Every time I rewatch this show, I actually get a smile on my face, and not to mention a chuckle or a laugh. Especially in the fact I actually talk about Ray versus Claire, which was in the 5th episode, which I have actually made a discussion video talking about that. And I have to say that Ray and Claire's relationship in the show was really, really quite enjoyable, fun and entertaining. That's what makes this show the MVP award, because I love stories and these characters with this sort of type of relationship, of course. Not to mention the most comedy moments, actually, which I kind of chuckle and laugh about. Especially the fact that Claire is trying to humiliate Ray, but then backfired by Ray, who's actually teasing and flirting at Claire. I have to say, this show, in my opinion, is a 10 out of 10 of 2023's best ever animes of this year. So yeah, that's all the anime shows that are my personal choice of favourites to watch of 2023. But even though there are other anime shows that I have actually come across and watched, but unfortunately none of them have the heartwarming and heartbreaking moments that I actually enjoy, let alone actually have great storytelling or something intriguing, something interesting. I want to see where it goes. So there were some shows that I actually enjoyed, yes, don't get me wrong. Not every show that I watched actually became a little bit less interesting or boring or anything like that. No, there were quite good intriguing moments actually. But I have to say some examples that were really good anime shows that I have watched. Such as like continuations of some anime shows, of course. And some really good ones which I have actually watched maybe just about a few episodes. But the noteworthy anime that I have noticed of this year was the return of Aqua. The characters from Love Live Sunshine actually returned for the first time on television screens since 2017, but in a more fantasy themed genre. So yeah, compared to 2022, where there was a nice bunch of anime shows which have heartwarming and heartbreaking moments, let alone intriguing, incredible moments and interesting moments. But I have to say that 2023 was a mixed bag in my opinion. But nevertheless, regardless, some of these shows I have watched, including the ones that I have chosen as my personal favourites of this year, I have to say they were quite unique and good, enjoyable, fun and entertaining. So yeah, I'll look for what 2024 is going to be actually. I'll look for what anime shows are going to be actually, what I'm going to be watching. But it's going to be a very hard choice to choose which ones are going to be the most noteworthy, interesting, unique actually. with great storytelling and characters, heartwarming and heartbreaking moments, etc. So yeah, this is the end of my discussion of highlights of anime shows of 2023, of the ones I have actually chosen to talk about actually on this video. I hope you enjoyed my discussion. Please put a comment below and tell me what anime shows that you enjoyed actually watching. Which is your personal favourites? I'd like to know what your personal favourites are, guys, because I actually share my personal favourite choices to you, and I want to hear from you guys. So anyway, put a like and subscribe to my channel for future content, and I will see you guys next time.